Alright, boys. We're back. We're back for a little bit of a first impression with a game that I'll never beat, that I'll never finish, South of Midnight. It just came out today, well, on April 8th on Game Pass, and Xbox and PC and whatnot. Well, so basically, it's the third game from the studio Compulsion Games. First game was Contrast in 2013. Then we had We Happy Few in 2018, and now South of Midnight, which is a kind of a third-person exploration action platformer. It kind of borrows a lot of inspiration from a lot of games in the genre, with like Uncharted, like Tomb Raider, uh, like Flintlock, and actually it draws the most parallel from Flintlock, both in execution and in gameplay. It is a game that I'll be honest with you, I would avoid. Um, Not at all costs, but it's not a good game by any stretch. Basically, the game you play as Hazel Flood, a woman of color that acquires the power to play with the strands of reality after a traumatic experience separates her from her mother. Now that shit happens real quick, and it's very kind of nonsensical, and there's kind of no gambit to it. Um, so from the onset, you're kind of not invested into the thing, into the whole deal of that mother daughter relationship, and why we are here and why we care. That is not very well woven, no pun intended. Um, but yeah, so the game is oozing with style in the Creole, Cajun, um, Southern, New Orleans kind of vibe, and there's at some points, there's really some good scenery, some good sound design, some good music, but those are all very few and far between. Those moments, they're very too few. The rest of the game is very much marred in a very bland, generic, um, by the numbers exploration action game, and the action is atrocious. It is the combat is uh, it feels very dated. It feels like a game that was made in 2012. It feels like Jack and Daxter or Crash Bandicoot in the way that the character moves, and the character is very heavy. It feels not fluid. It feels very choppy, and the action. I would compare the action um, to let's say Devil May Cry 2 in execution. You know how Devil May Cry, the combat is so fast paced and fluid and violent, and Devil May Cry 2 came to the table with a very far departure from what it had established, with a very like slowed down fighting mechanic where every hit was kind of you felt a pause or a kind of halt, a stop between every hit. It feels like that. It is very slow. It is very pulled back. The monster designs are very bland, very nondescript kind of creature, nightmarish type deal. It's bad. It's really just uninspired um slop. Their style, the style is good, but the hook is piss poor in both quality and execution. The gameplay is non-existent. There's a little bit of a exploration a la, if you will, um Psychonauts, where you need to find like weaves or fabrics that will be your kind of currency to level up or to buy skills. But otherwise, there's kind of nothing else really interesting to find or to do. Just to but to follow the very on rails experience. So yeah, so the game is just honestly it's bad. The cutscenes are very interesting though. It's very stop motion, claymation ish, if you will, reminiscent of Wallace and Gromit, if you will, which is very nice. But otherwise, yeah, it's just a generic, very flintlocky kind of boring game. It offers nothing really fresh or new. And I would say, it's on Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, by all means, you could try it. But otherwise, I wouldn't spend a dime on it. Mark my words, Compulsion Games is on the way out. That studio will be shuttered in the coming weeks or maybe max 2 months. Uh, Either massive layouts or flat out complete shutdown. This is not a game that warrants you spend any time with it. Not after the bangers that we've had this year so far. The Kingdom Come 2 with Monster Hunter Wilds. Um, we've had Assassin's Creed. It's not a banger, but Assassin's Creed is far better than this slop. It is just a better product, and it's not a great game. It's a very okay game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, but this is much, much, much more, much more. So yeah, um, and so yeah, the best parallel I can compare it to is Flintlock. Uh, Actually, Flintlock had a peak concurrent viewers at I think it was 1,560 something. So far, this game, South of Midnight, barely broke 1,000 concurrent players. So it is something that looks like it will be in the same ballpark in terms of failure, both in critical reception as well as a financial success. Um, it's just another sad attempt, and what I hate about games like these is that the conversation will be surrounding it will be marred into a veil of political activism where it will become kind of bigoted or labels will be applied to anybody who dares criticize it at face value for the entertainment product that it is. And I feel that it is another kind of, line in the sand of the culture war that is currently going on in the gaming sphere, where kind of criticism of um, products that are catering to quote unquote modern audience again fails to garner critical appeal, and yet some people will just um, unabashedly and without any kind of shame claim that this is the new best thing since sliced bread, which it's not. It's just a very, very, very mid game, and there's so many better games, indie games, that have come out this year. Like for instance, Keep Driving. Keep Driving is an indie game, far better product than this, by every conceivable measure. So yeah, avoid avoid this slop. It's not good. And I'm not saying that out of a bias. I really don't care. I like there's a lot of people that say that they can't identify to a character that doesn't represent them. I'm not of those kind of people. If by that measure that was the case, I would not identify to anybody who walks. So, right? It's just, I wanna play a game to escape. I wanna play a game to solve problems in novel, interesting ways. And this game just anchors me back down to the reality that I'm trying to escape with modern issues, quote unquote. Um, and it's just not escapism. What it tries to do, it does it very poorly. There's even one point at the end of chapter 3. I got up to chapter 4, and I will not go further. But there's a point at the end of chapter 3 where there's a very poignant story about two brothers, and by the end of that kind of story arc, there was a song, and that song sounded like it was done by Suno AI. It was um unoriginal, uninspired, as the rest of the game is. So yeah. So that being said, boys, um, I don't recommend this game at all. I will not finish this game. I'm done with this game. I played what 3 hours and a half, maybe 4 hours max. That's more than enough. Um, that will be it for me for this game. So yeah. So boys, uh, so many great games coming up. Expedition 33, Doom the Dark Ages, all within a month and a half. So expect a lot more smiles and a lot more fun. But this was not the stop for Fun City at all. All right. So, boys, have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.